up here on the Curtis Road Bridge, and this is just going to be a quick video showing the erosion control work, as you can see, happening behind me. I do want to thank all my patrons and subscribers and people that have been sharing these videos and helping the channel out. Really appreciate it. But turning the camera around now, you can actually see a lot of the work that is happening here. So it looks like they put riprap down here along the shore. Got some debris erosion booms here. They do have a Fisher boat down here. So I haven't said this yet, but Fisher Contracting is also doing this work. There used to be a house right there, right where that off-road dump truck is sitting. That had to be demolished because all the erosion that was happening pretty much compromised the foundation of the house. So that was demolished. Maybe I'll go back and find the video from last year when this house was still standing here. We can kind of see they're sloping this embankment down. Right now, putting a little riprap down here. A lot of work happening here. This work was delayed a little bit because of permitting issues. But let's head on down here right now. So I'm over here on the site now. We can see here is the Curtis Road Bridge right back here. This was repaired probably over a year ago now. They brought in a lot of riprap here. Had to re-pour approaches over there on that side. Looks like there's a guy over there brush hogging his property. But this is the project right here by the Curtis Road Bridge. So quite a lot of grading work that's going on right now. All of this dirt that's currently here right now has been here on the site, but they probably have to haul in a little bit more dirt and fill in this area down here to get it to the correct grade. Then they're gonna go ahead and put riprap over the top of this. So you can see there's a couple erosion barriers down there that they're putting underneath that riprap. Rock trucks here all ready to go. Pretty interesting seeing all the work that's happening here. I'll probably go ahead, throw the drone up in the air right now, and then we'll get a couple more shots from that aerial viewpoint. You know, a lot of riprap being used here. Hopefully I'll be able to go get a tour where this riprap is coming out of Bayport. I know I've mentioned that on a previous video. There's a lot of people that are always interested in the riprap. A lot of people also that don't know what I'm talking about when I do say riprap, but I'm referring to these stones here in the back of this off-road dump truck. So these are located and coming out of a quarry in Bayport. And I do have permission to go out there and film a tour. So that will be pretty cool to go out there. It would be awesome to be out there on a day that they're actually blasting the rock out, but you never know. If you're interested in that video, you want me to go out there and film some of where this riprap comes out of, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. Let's go ahead, get the drone up in the air now, and see what we can see from that vantage point. Jumping into some of this drone video now, this was taken back on 6/15 of 2020. This was right after the dams failed. You can see this farm field here has just been completely leveled. The Tittabawassee River still looks pretty turbid. I was flying from the southernmost M30 Bridge, and the bridge right here in this viewpoint is the Curtis Road Bridge. You can see the approach on the right-hand side is still washed out, and we may be able to see that house right over here on the left that was demolished. So I'll show the demolition that occurred in the next drone video. But right here, you can see the whole back porch of this house has fallen in because of the embankment that has fallen off. Looks like it just kind of undercut underneath that house when all that water was rushing through this area. I'll keep dropping in altitude and we'll be able to get a little bit closer look. But over here on the right-hand side, you can see that drainage ditch that comes in down to the river. Now, a little while later on 7/30 of 2020, so about 15 days later, we can see that that house has been demolished. The Curtis Road Bridge approach has still not been repaired at this time. I do want to mention for people that were interested in seeing the stone quarry, the Wallace Stone Quarry tour, and seeing some of that blasting that occurred out there on the site, I did go out there and that video is actually already posted. So make sure you go back and watch that video if you're interested. And now we'll jump back into when they were doing the erosion control here, where Fisher Contracting doing this work. You can see that riprap in the back of the off-road dump truck. The bulldozer kind of sitting right where the location where that house once was. And then over here they have a Fisher Contracting boat. Also, you can see there's a life ring there on the rocks, it looks like. And they have riprap lining the entire shore with some erosion control booms. It looks like they also have a small amount of riprap staged up by where the excavator currently is. Work was just wrapping up here at the end of the day, so hence all the equipment was kind of just being staged in an area to shut down work for the day. They also have a work site staged over on the other side of that Curtis Road Bridge. I will show you guys that in a little while, but at this time, the bridge approach was fixed on Curtis Road, so they could go ahead and gain access to the other side of the river. Down here on the very right corner, you may have been able to see a little bit of that riprap that was spread up into that drainage ditch. As always, I may be including a little bit of raw video footage at the end of this video of maybe some of this dirt moving and riprap moving, but stay tuned till the end to be able to catch that. You may be able to notice there's a cemetery on the other side of the road in the background there. Justin Frost from Past Preservations actually has restored a few of the headstones in that cemetery as well. So make sure you go ahead and watch that interview if you are interested in seeing how some of that work is being done and a lot of the headstones that he has restored down there in Sanford, as well as some of the backstories to some of the historical monuments there. Now we will jump into a little bit of video from the other staging area. So this is on the other side of Curtis Road Bridge, like I was saying. Looks like they just have a lot of riprap over here in this area. A loader, maybe a dumpster there. Not a whole lot, but a little bit larger area to store some of these bigger pieces of equipment, as well as a little bit more of that bulk material. I'll swing the drone around now and you'll actually be able to see where the staging area is in accordance to where the work is actually going on, this Curtis Road erosion work. I did not get any of the site plan and details to be able to show you guys this, the engineering diagrams and details, but we might be able to extrapolate a few of the finer details from the erosion control work that happened on some of the other sites there. Again, this was a little bit later in the day on the same day that I was out there filming, so they went ahead and removed a couple of the trees that were over here in the drainage ditch on the right hand side where that riprap is being spread up in there. And right now they were just going ahead moving those off site. So it looks like the excavator was picking up the timber and placing it inside of the loader's bucket. Then that loader would go ahead, truck it to the top of the hill, dump it into the truck up there at the top of the hill, and then that could go ahead and be hauled off site. So again, that's what the excavator is doing here right now, picking up a little bit of that timber, and it would go ahead and just drop it over there in the loader's bucket on the left hand side. So a couple days later, this was on 8/31 of 2021. A lot more progress. We can see that a lot of things have been graded out, especially when I start draining or dropping in altitude a little bit further. Over there on the right hand side, that ditch has a little bit more riprap in it. Looks like they hauled in and graded a lot more of the sand. Looks like there's some erosion barrier up there in front of the bulldozer. That was used underneath the riprap we can see right here along the water's edge. And a little bit later on in this video, we'll actually be able to see this entire project wrapped up. Some nice green grass growing in this area. If you enjoy these videos that I do like this, make sure to go down below, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, and also leave any questions and comments you have down below. I know there's quite a few people that do like seeing even these small offshoot projects that aren't major work happening on the dams, but it is work that is happening in the area just to stabilize the riverbed, the lake beds, to make sure that people's properties are not just getting washed away downriver. In this shot, the drone is facing towards the northeast, and I'm going to gain altitude a little bit here. I just got done filming at the Edenville and Tobacco River Dam, and been kind of filming updates here on the erosion control work next to the Curtis Road Bridge. So Curtis Road Bridge right here, and Fisher Contracting has been working on doing a lot of this erosion control work over here. Like I said, I think I filmed this 3 different times, so we should be able to kind of see the progress. I'm just going to put this in one video, but looks like the work here is complete. There goes a cat up to that house right now. Nice green grass planted here. You can definitely tell that nothing is going to be eroding any further. Nice grade on it, riprap all along the shoreline. Looks like down here they did a little bit of gravel, almost like a little bit of a landing down there. Yeah, this area definitely looks really nice. Great work by Fisher Contracting again, and everyone involved. I know I say Fisher Contracting a lot, but you know, there's a lot more people involved than just them. There's Spicer Engineering, quite a few different entities that make this work possible. Looks like they put a little bit of that riprap up inside of this channel as well. But yeah, work here is complete on this project. I'll probably go throw the drone up in the air real quick, get a little bit of drone video, and then we'll wrap up this video. So make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't yet, make sure you leave any comments or questions you have down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And for all of you that do all of those things, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and it really helps a lot. And until the next one, I'll see you then. Here's the last little bit of drone video here. Drone is facing towards the east, probably about 75 feet in altitude. All that nice riprap along the shore. Green grass has been planted and grown pretty well. It looks like they have a little bit of a landing down here. I know I referred to this as being gravel. I did learn something though when I went out to the stone quarry, is a lot of things used on roadways are not gravel. This would be considered crushed limestone. We'll fly over here to the south a little bit further though, and I'll take a closer look at the drainage ditch that's coming down into the Tittabawassee River. Again, this is where a lot of those cedar trees were cleared out of and removed off-site in the last video that I showed. And now a lot of that riprap is lining this ditch so that nothing erodes down this way any further. We'll start turning the drone up here facing towards the east now, and I'll spin it around so that we're facing towards the north, looking up the Tittabawassee River. And yeah, Curtis Road Bridge is just coming into view over here on the left-hand side. You can see all that riprap underneath that bridge. And over here on the left-hand side, they did go ahead and repair the approach over there on the west side of the Curtis Road Bridge. We'll fly right along the riprap's edge, get a closer view, and again, this area of smaller stone right here in the middle of the screen and on the right is crushed limestone. So I'm not really sure why they did that in this area. Maybe have just been a request from the homeowner to add that in that area and grade it down a little bit less. But right now we're probably only about 50 feet in altitude. Looking up there, that bridge further to the north is the M30 Bridge. So the southern bridge, that is not the temporary M30 Bridge. That one's up a little bit further to the north. And this farm field over here on the left-hand side doesn't look like it was planted this year, but I'm guessing they will probably be back to planting that very soon. The river entering over on the left-hand side is the Tobacco River, and I'm going to gain altitude all the way up to 400 feet. You may be able to just start to see the Wixom lake bed come into view now. I'll actually highlight this with a circle. It looks very lush and green out there as there's a lot of vegetation growing. But again, Tittabawassee River over there on the right-hand side of the screen, and the Tobacco River on the left-hand screen, and right in the middle is the confluence where both those rivers meet up. Now, dropping down from 400 feet in altitude, we're able to see the entire site of the erosion control work that has been wrapped up here, and a lot of that grass that has now been germinated and growing pretty well. I'll probably come back to this area and do an update later on, now that it is 2022. But as always, if anyone's interested in the equipment that I'm using, make sure you check out the description down below. I post links to all the equipment, and then this is also linked to Amazon. So these are Amazon affiliate links. If you go ahead, click that link and purchase anything from Amazon within 24 hours, they kick a small portion of their profits back. So it does help out a lot. And you know, if you're purchasing anything from Amazon anyways, you might as well just go ahead and do that. Helps me out a little bit. And now we're going to go ahead and jump into some of this raw video footage, as usual, that I like to include at the end of my videos. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next videos I will be posting, and leave your questions, comments, and suggestions below. As always, I just want to give a massive thanks to the people who support me on Patreon. Never underestimate the value of your contribution to keeping this channel going. Thank you.